There are 3 reasons why you're not getting a loan, and the last one is the most important. Hi, my name is Warford. I'm part of the Infinity Tax Group, one of the owners where we do your accounting, bookkeeping, and taxes just the way you like. Now let's get started. First, I don't agree that every company should get a loan. There's reasons for that. Loans are expensive, the interest rates are high, and if you don't pay it, then you're gonna have a really bad nightmare. It's gonna be a really tough time. But there are reasons why you should get a loan. But before you consider one, talk to your banker, talk to your CPA, and talk to your business strategist. They can review your finances and your strategy to acquire that loan to help it work for your business. Now, why do businesses want a loan? There's many reasons why businesses can want a loan. It could be through purchasing another company. It could be for other reasons why businesses want a loan, for strategic reasons. But I'm using it in this video here for injecting capital into your business. I'm using my words very carefully here. So because to carry out your day-to-day operations in order to achieve your end results. Here are 3 examples how I'm defining the word inject capital into your business to run your day-to-day operations. The first one is, let's say you own a retail store. That retail store is gonna need a place to be, so you need rent. You might need help to sell the products, load the products, clean the store. So you're gonna need payroll. Payroll means hiring people. Let's say you're gonna need utilities for the lights. There's a whole bunch of expenses that you need to run this store. Now, what if you don't have any inventory? The next step is, if you have low cash or no cash at all, the most logical step is to get a loan. Let's say you have a $30,000 loan, you're gonna go out and buy your inventory. Let's say about 50 different articles of clothing that are completely different from each other. And let's say about 5 to 10 extra to support each of those 50. So you're gonna need a loan to supply this. One of the reasons is because with 50 articles of clothing, you get more options. People come into the store, they can look at other stuff. Without 50, or you can get less or more, but the point is you need more to sell. Now, once you're selling about 20 to 30 articles of clothing per week, then you can pay off a portion of that loan on a monthly basis or whatever the cadence is, while also paying your other expenses and taking money home. Those are one of the reasons why I mean injecting the day-to-day operations. That's your first example. Here's another example how injecting capital into your business helps your day-to-day operations. Let's say you own an HVAC company. That company itself needs property, plant, and equipment. What I mean by that is trucks, equipment to run the AC units, to fix the AC units, and to transport them. So with a $100,000 loan, what you can do is buy 2 trucks and also the equipment to install those AC units. But in addition to that, you can buy AC units to store at your facility. So if you buy 2 trucks, let's say they both are about $40,000 each, which is $80,000. That $20,000 left over, you can buy either supplies or maybe a few AC units you can store. If you didn't have a loan, you would not be able to do that unless you already have capital there or waiting. Or you might be borrowing someone else's trucks. But as you become self-sufficient, that loan helps you be more independent and also carrying out the day-to-day operations for your business. And that's one of the reasons why a loan is good for this scenario as well. And the last example, what we're gonna use is a restaurant. And within that restaurant, the payroll. So let's say you own a restaurant in South Beach, Miami, which is expensive, but you do need employees to run out the food, take the orders, have a whole sit them, cook, so you have the payroll expenses. But everyone knows the profit margins on a restaurant are usually very low for many reasons, because of the inventory they need and other aspects of it. But in this example, you need short-term loans so you can pay off your employees. It may be because of seasonality reasons, you're not having that much revenue. It could be because a new competition opened up down the street, so it's bringing less revenue. But until you figure out your strategy, you need that loan to carry out your short-term expenses. That's why the loan will help you carry that over. So if you have a $50,000 loan, you might be able to put it in the bank and then allocate it towards payroll expenses, payroll taxes, sales tax to cover you until your next point in time where you can produce more revenue. This will be helpful and why another reason to have a loan to carry out your day-to-day operations. Now that we covered why loans aren't important, let's talk about the reasons why people or banks deny your loan. There's about 3 reasons, but there's way more. I'm giving you 3 just for this video now. Banks like people that organize and classify their expenses correctly. So if you walk into a bank and they look at your books and it's messy and disorganized and unclean, the first thing they're gonna say is, we can't trust you. Here's an example. You go into a bank and then they say, why is your large lawnmower under supplies? Typically, a lawnmower is like a capital expenditure. So let's say it's $10,000. You will book that under capital expenditures, either property, plant, and equipment, and you'll depreciate it 5 to 7 years. But if you go into the bank and you're showing your financials and you're classifying under supplies or just random costs, they can't trust you. So that's why they'll deny that. You can clean it up by just reclassifying it and doing it the right way. The second reasons why banks deny a lot of business loans is because every entrepreneur does it and every business owner does it. It's because they're co-mingling. They're mixing business and personal expense together. I understand when you first start off, you're kind kind of running everything by yourself. But when it's time to get a loan, you need to clean that up or not report it. And sometimes people can't afford not to report it, so they have to clean it up. I'll give you an example. We have a client that was paying his mortgage out of his business account. The bank is not giving the personal loan. The bank is giving the business the loan. So if the bank looks at your financials and your ledger and they see, oh, what is that Taco Bell you bought? Was that business or personal? Why are you paying your mortgage to this? Is this a business owner if it's not? If it's not, you need to clean it. There's ways to clean it, have a bookkeeper, you do it yourself, reclassify it, but you have to separate the two and be very, very attentive to what you're doing. Because if you don't, the banks will deny you because of it. They're not giving you the loan, they're giving the business the loan. The last reason why you're not getting the loan is because you're not making enough revenue. If you are making enough revenue and violate the principles before, you will not get the loan. So the same way you like revenue, banks like revenue too, because they know you're gonna pay them back. And that's what they care about, getting paid back with their interest. Now let's go on to 2 ways this can help. 1, you have to properly record your revenue. If you're getting cash, document it again, because the banks want proof and credibility and trust. They don't want to see you running scam or fraud. It just builds that credibility with yourself. Secondly, we're noticing a lot of businesses, and I mean big businesses too, they're not doing any social media advertising. People are on social media every day, scrolling up and down. It's time for you to put your social media ad or pay an influencer to be in front of their face as they're scrolling when they get off of work. This does take time, but this is an avenue of revenue where it continues to promote businesses and revenue locally. So if you're not doing those things, do it. If you need help with any tax tips, bookkeeping tips, accounting tips, please comment below and say tax and we'll reach out to you, or click the link in the bio. And what we can do is help you with your taxes, accounting, and bookkeeping. Thank you and have a great day.